Survivor's Log, Day 34 of the Zazssumon invasion. It's been a rough day down here, everybody. It's really going poor, but we have to keep fighting on. Because as long as somewhere, somehow, someone is still left out there to keep making chocolate, I know this fight has all been worth it. Keep your spirits up, everyone. We'll get that chocolate someday. Over and out. Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 12 of our reviews of Digimon Ghost Game, Chain Letter. As always, these episodes will be going into a lot of depth about the anime, so you will be running into many spoilers here. You have been warned up front.
Yes.
We'll be going far in depth into our reviews, so without further ado, let's dive into episode 12. Remember to like, comment, subscribe if you like it and want to see more of this kind of content from us. So, we start off with random NPC number 12 again.
Well, actually, we start with the same narration. Set up, talking about hologram ghost.
Oh, yeah, well,
And it
that's
has been there for the last
11 episodes before it.
pretty much, maybe not quite, maybe some early ones in, but this shows how little story has happened, even to this 12 episodes in.
That we still have the same introduction, yeah.
And it's not quite a random NPC, it's a professor at the school where our main characters were.
As it turns out, I did not catch that until later, but yes, it is. And he's sitting there in a park on his tablet, and he gets one of these random emails that you and I, get on a fairly common basis. Though I'll admit, I haven't gotten a chain letter in a long time.
Spam filters are really pretty good against things like that these days.
Yes, so something like a chain letter I haven't gotten in a long time, but we always get stuff in the spam usually clicks, and he sees the chain letter and is like, oh, this brings it back to my youth, these are
Those days where we had to actually write letters.
Yeah, those young whippersnappers, they don't appreciate a good chain letter. And he tries to delete it, as pretty much any of us would.
It's the right thing to do when you get something like that, yeah.
And it blue screens, and
I do like it's even English blue screen here.
Yeah. English, the blue screen of death, yes. And there's this strange, weed-looking Digimon in
Lots
the
of
middle.
them.
And then lots of them.
In their dot pixel form, yeah.
Laughing at him, and then he's confused, and then one comes flying out and into his face. So much so that someone shouts to call an ambulance. They're that worried about this guy.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Didn't seem that bad, but, okay.
Yeah. Then we switch over to Kyoshiro, who's playing his video games again, got his VR headset on.
That's it. And he gets an email from a professor, who we assume is the professor we just saw.
Yeah, it makes sense given what happens later in the episode.
Yeah, we assume it's that professor, and it's the same message, send this to 20 people or in 3 minutes or be cursed. So he tries to delete it. And they start coming out of the VR headset right into his face.
Yeah.
Not just one, there's a whole bunch of them, but they're teeny tiny little things. They're
Digimon size.
Yes. There's something Peggy my cat would play around with.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, and Jellymon wakes up, she's sleeping, and tells Kyoshiro to put it down and freaks out when she sees these things. So much so that right after, we see her coming running to Hiro.
Through a ceiling, yeah.
Through a ceiling for help. She doesn't stop to help her partner. She books it. Which, I don't know if I've ever seen Jellymon scared. She's a very level-headed person. So she's flipping out, and then Kyoshiro's knocking on the door, and Hiro's just like, what is going on? Yeah. And to her credit, Jellymon does at least go and open the door for him before she goes and hides under the covers.
Yeah.
Like Kyoshiro usually would.
Yes. Interesting turn.
Yeah, it was a complete turnabout, really. Well, I mean, Kyoshiro's still freaking out, too.
Well, yeah.
But that's just normal for him. That's what we've come to expect. Yeah.
Yeah, and Jellymon does mention that these are Zazssumon, or Weedmon, as you call it in English.
Yeah, so... Alright, so...
And then Hiro's phone goes off,
and
he gets another, and it's like, did you send me something, Kyoshiro? And he goes, no,
I
didn't.
Right here.
And Gamamon disapproves of this as he grabs the phone, throws it on the floor, and stomps on it.
Yeah, this gives me bad vibes.
And he's right. I understand why he did it.
And Hiro's like, oh.
Yeah.
Can you fix my phone?
But we still have more of them coming. And apparently even Hero is now very freaked out by these teeny tiny things that can kind of scratch you a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know necessarily how much he's freaked out by that or just how his phone got smashed. It's probably a little both.
Maybe a little both, but...
Yeah, and then
we cut to Ruli hanging out with Mika and Aoi again.
Yep, they're
in an aquarium,
cafe
kind of
thing.
Holographic aquarium cafe / thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of neat to actually see holograms used for entertainment be used around in this world. Mm-hmm. It's probably a fairly big thing that we rarely see them outside of.
Mm-hmm. And she's taking pictures of it and posting them to her Lirurin account.
Yes.
It's still not easy to pronounce. And she gets a letter from Hagachi, she calls him. Oh, she's got a weird.
No, this one's from Hero.
Oh.
Which again, obviously you're getting the sense that it affects your contact list and sends it out to all of them. Because, went from the professor to the dorm leader to Hero to Ruli.
Yep. And she gets it, and as everyone else does, tries to delete it, and the same thing happens. They keep coming. So these things are getting everywhere.
And
now.
then immediately, one of her friends say, "You just sent me a text, Ruli." Goes, "No, I didn't."
Yeah.
And so this whole cafe is starting to get invaded by these guys.
Yeah, it's spreading like wildfire. Yep.
And so then we see that it is spreading like wildfire. You see random scenes, random people. They're just coming everywhere. Mm-hmm. So at this point, how many people have seen a Digimon before this is all said and done?
Oh yes.
Especially this episode. So at some point, there's got to be some response from the government or something for this.
Yeah.
There's just no way you can hide it after this episode.
And we see them seeming to be going after some water and biting somebody.
Biting people, yes.
And one of the guys that gets bit, Hero just comes out of nowhere with a mop and just smashes him. That's enough to get him to run away.
Yeah,
so
you don't seem very strong.
So at least Kyoshiro and Hero are still together. They're trying to, come up with a plan. And Jellymon tells us a little more about the Weedmon.
Yeah,
they're drawn to moisture. That's why they bite people to try and steal their moisture. And
why she's so afraid of them, because she's kind of just a big floating blob of water, being jellyfish based.
Yes. So she's pretty freaked out, though she does kick one of them anyway.
Yeah, one grabs her by the leg, and she's fairly calm at this moment. Kicks her leg and then freaks out again.
Yeah. And Gabumon just goes charging in and throws them all around, and they run off, and they're pretty weak.
Yeah, they're pretty weak, except the Ruli, who's really chasing them outside. Allow them to get lost, and they do.
Oh yeah, Ruli is not the scared little girl this episode. No, she is very much get out of my face. And Jellymon saying, they're not that weak. They can grow to be this big. I've seen them. They can be huge.
Yes.
But yeah, after Ruli chased him out of the cafe, then Angoramon shows up. So he was off somewhere else again.
And he sensed a disturbance in the forest.
Yeah.
Game when they appeared.
And he just showed up, yeah. So it's like, okay,
it's
sure.
Just something he does.
Yeah.
Kind of like Jellymon just can go through walls and ceilings at will. Regardless of what form she's in. I guess he just has force sense. Mm-hmm. Especially when Ruli and people are involved.
Yes. And as this chaos has spread completely through the dorm building and everybody just assumes that it's all the senpai's fault. It's all dorm leader's fault. He's terrible and everything. We must go find him. And
it seems like something he would do. Except it doesn't seem like something he would do at all based on his attitude in the first 11 episodes.
Yeah, he takes this dorm leader thing very seriously.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one thing he does. Take that seriously. So
he gets him to do things he wouldn't do otherwise if you remind him of that responsibility. So, yeah, why they would think he would do something like this is beyond me. Mm-hmm. I mean, Jellymon saying it's all your fault sounds like, some Jellymon.
Oh, yeah, this is Jellymon. So, yeah. So, Ruli comes up with the idea of, hey, maybe Pokemon will know about these things.
Yep, let's ask Pokemon.
And so everybody gathers up. And once again, Pokemon sees Gamamon, so there's got to be a whole nother 6-7 cartons.
I think it's the Pyrmon that gives them this time. Yeah.
Okay, this pairing. Yeah, whatever.
I found it interesting that Ruli also brought her friends Mika and Aoi with her, but doesn't let them meet the professor. Anything else, she tells them to stay outside in the main room in the library.
Yes.
And they seem to agree with this, not
question
bothered by it.
Yeah.
But really, at some point, when are you going to let these two in?
Yeah.
They've been around this how many times now?
Yeah, it's like Kotaro, their hero's friend. They're eventually going to figure this out, guys.
Yeah, he's been affected even worse.
Mm-hmm. Though I do like one of the little scenes where they're talking, and I see Kyoshiro actually has one of the chocolates in his hand. That's a brave man to try and mess with Kamamon's chocolates. You don't actually see him eat it, but he's holding it, so...
So yeah, after a while, Pokemon starts talking, and Kyoshiro joins in and tells you things that are extremely obvious at this point. That yes, it's going through your contact list. If you delete it, it activates, which would be a really nasty virus.
Yeah,
if someone could make that happen, that would be a nasty virus.
That would get a lot of people, just because that's the response everyone has now. If you see it, you get rid of it by deleting it. Yeah, and this is your mathematical lesson for the day, kids, about exponential growth.
Yeah, but again, judging by the size of your contact list, it probably isn't necessarily 10 for each person.
Yeah,
Unless, specifically it was made to be 10. Maybe it was. But regardless, yeah, this will spread fast.
Really, really fast.
So I found it interesting that they deleted the laptop, the tablet Pokemon was working on. Yet they also mentioned that they looked up things on YouTube showing what happened if you actually deleted this video.
Looked up on social media.
So how could you get the internet to look up that, but not the...
They were just looking at screenshots from Digitter, I think they called it. Yeah, Digitter they called it. Which, maybe that's where the Ruin is.
Yes, taking away from the internet makes sense, but you can't look at YouTube when you're... Mm-hmm. This is a minor thing. I am nitpicking, yes.
Oh, yeah.
But when there's no larger overall plot, this is the stuff my mind thinks about.
Yep. And so, to start their plan, because there really isn't that much of a plan just yet, Kyoshiro turns on his field to start things going. And then says, so it gets rid of all the other humans. It separates the Digimon and the humans, which is consistent.
Zazssumon into whatever this field is. Yeah.
And he says, in this field, this is the only lake. So he knows the size of the field now to know...
So is it not a perfect replica of the human world, just other characteristics? Because the fountains seem to turn off and stuff in this world, which I don't think's been the case before.
Well, they could have just drained the fountains they were drinking from them before. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, again, we need some clarification of what this is, what it can do, what it can't do. Is each one different? Because he says this field, is that implying that maybe Hero's field from his Digivice is different?
I don't think so, but it could. We don't know.
But regardless, so that makes sense. They would draw them all here.
And Kyoshiro is very much all about not necessarily saving everything, just saving his reputation.
Yeah, I mean, he's talking like really serious, like destroying them a vaccine program maybe, or having to crush them and destroy them. It's like, oh wow, we really reached that point where it's a big enough threat. And you realize, I must restore my reputation. So it's just kind of a lead up for a joke. Yeah. Which again, I don't mind jokes. It's fine. Just we need that moment sometimes.
Yes.
And it shocked me it's taken this long given the nature of the first couple episodes of the series.
Mm-hmm. And especially, he's doing that, and Jellymon's just like lying back, lying on her tentacles now. She is not freaked out at all, even though there's hundreds of them coming and everything. She's just really calm now.
Yep, just they'll pay them back. So apparently she's real happy with this plan.
As soon as we figure out the plan. And they show up. A good 100, probably more of them. We don't really know. There's a lot.
Yeah.
And then Kyoshiro's like, I don't really have a plan. Alright, we'll buy you time to make a plan.
Yeah, so we got Tesla Jellymon here, who at least has a really impressive AoE given the champion level.
Oh, yeah. She has some good dance moves, apparently. Electrifying dance moves, you could say.
And after that, I get a little kind of confused. I'm not quite sure what's going on. He took out so many of them, but he didn't. Yeah. There's still so many of them left. So in the same direction. And
as they get injured, I mean, we see big gashes in them and cuts and stuff. I mean, it's the most, damage we've seen to a Digimon so far. And then they just kind of blob together in order to...
Yeah. We gotta think what the plan here is, but, Gamamon runs down single avenges champion. Because we should go back and mention this line earlier in there.
Oh. Yeah.
When they're talking about all the spread of the Zazssumon and all that, and how bad it would be, how it could be the end of, the human civilization, as Jellymon puts it. Mm-hmm. And, Gamamon asks if his champion will still be around if the world ends and the civilization collapses, and Hero says, well, we'll be around to make the chocolate then.
Yep.
And so he rushes out to the battle. I will defend my champion.
I don't want the world to end. I need my champion.
Sometimes, yeah. So we go back to our standard avenge the honor of champion battle strategy, which seems to be very popular with these guys.
Mm-hmm. And as they're running out, Hero's like, throw fireballs as Metal Gamamon, or come from the air as Chaos Gamamon. So it's all the more clear that he has no idea what form he's going to get.
And again, he's like worried about because he doesn't know which one would come. But either one would be better than what you have. So don't worry about it. Go.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, and Goramon's here. He's punching things and using some tornadoes and telling us the obvious. He's doing Angoramon things.
Yeah.
He really needs a champion form. He needs
a little more character depth to him.
Yeah. Because Gamamon, they're starting to get huge, and Gamamon's grabbing one of his tentacles, like, "I'll save my champion. We must do this.
Save my champion, and I don't want civilization to end." So he does have some decent heartfelt moment here, other than "For chocolate," which was the entire thing versus the Crowmon.
Yes, and that's enough to get another Digivolve out of him.
Yep, I've seen all 3 of his champion forms.
Which, oh my god, he has 3 forms? If
Shocking.
you didn't put them all in the intro, I might actually be surprised, but...
No, plus if we go 3 different colored, DNA strands when he's...
there's
funny hints.
There's a few different things, but I mean, they're literally right in the intro.
If he drops a 4th one next episode, that'll catch me by surprise.
Unless it's the dark one. I don't think that one's coming out.
I don't think that's a champion form.
Probably not.
But regardless,
anyway. And... I don't know, it's not a terrible looking one. It looks impressive.
It looks kind of like what a little Triceratops would turn into.
Yeah, it looks more like an artillery, and the legs also are guns coming out of them. That's a little weird, but yeah, no, he looks like an artillery cannon.
Yeah.
Ready to lay waste to these things. And from the sound of his voice, he's all like, "You're making me go kaboom. It's time to finish this." Whoa, okay.
Yeah, so this sends out quite a few barrages, which ultimately turn them all to make them all get injured and merge together
into about 3.
3 really big ones. Which they're really surprised to see how big they were, which was their whole gimmick, guys. Yeah. What were you expecting?
And supposedly your plan was to reduce their numbers so you could do this. Well, what plan? But but then he slams his tail into the ground, starts charging up.
He's feeling like a gauge on his horns there.
Yep, and he's like, "Yeah, let me finish this, and I'll do it, Hero." And
literally falling from the sky
is a slightly different colored Weedmon, but not quite a Vegemon or a red Vegemon.
It looks a lot same. It's a little dark, a slightly different color shade, and his hair leaves are a little different. And he has a stick, and so it's important.
And he talks,
and he has actual dialogue. Yes.
Yeah. Because all the others just rah, 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 rah. They don't talk. It's like, "Please stop!" And
this
of course,
is all my fault. And of course they do.
They do. They'll just blast him too. That would have been whoa. That would.
I can't stop. Sorry.
Yeah,
it's charged. It's going. There's no stopping now.
Yeah, because actually he doesn't even fire it into the air. He just stops. Yeah. But anyway. Yeah, he shows up and is like, "I was lonely coming to this world, so I made clones that I could talk to."
And they got out of control.
Well, they're good listeners, but these guys don't talk much. And they all just kind of seem to accept this.
And he says, "I'll take them away now." And they say, "Okay."
Okay, and don't worry, I won't be a problem for you anymore. Anymore. With a zoom and
some darkness around the edges, and
a weird laugh, and because darn it, that was kind of a cool build-up. I was ready for that fight and the big kaboom. Oh.
No, suddenly happy ending. The character just literally falls from the sky and no one questions anything.
Yeah, this needs to come back to bite them. I mean, it kind of almost... Well, they didn't actually really spare Clockmon. He just ran the first time.
Yeah.
But, like, Dracomon's got to come back. And if they come back, they might fix him like they did with Clockmon. So, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe they'll send Zazssumon Seal to therapy.
Yeah. Metal Phantom Monster it's taking over a daycare. Yeah, we just need something. Because that's pretty much the end of the episode. They just kind of walk away, and Hero's still worried about his phone, and then Goremon says some random poetry made up.
Another poem, or maybe it's even a haiku originally. I don't know.
Yeah. And just... We got another champion form, so that is at least a little something.
Something happened
in this episode. But unless everybody's seen Digimon now and it spreads into something from there.
Yeah, unless this leads to a Hypno or a DATS kind of thing in this series. I can't see how it couldn't. Yeah. But then again, people still seem to think these are all just holograms most of the time.
Yeah.
I mean, people are injured this time by being bit.
Yes. It was very widespread, and there was actual damage, and yeah. And that's the episode. So, we got our preview of episode 13, Executioner. And that's pretty much all you get of the intro is, well, there's I think it's just called Gorillamon.
Gorillamon, yeah. Not Apemon, Gorillamon. That's a different Digimon.
Yeah, Apemon is different. And there's this little red, sniper
laser pointer
dot going up. And it turns around, and a knife comes flying out. Which is not what I would have expected from a laser sight.
No.
And stabs him right in the forehead, and it looks like he gets deleted. Which we have not seen this entire season yet.
Even the Metal Phantomon wasn't deletion by normal sense.
I don't know if what he was doing was better or worse.
Sort of thing involved, yeah.
Yeah. As far as I know, they didn't get released.
Yeah, I'm not sure
what happened to those two. Those the 2 or 3 we saw. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah. So, I mean, again, higher stakes. They're threatening the city. They're deleting. Hopefully this builds into something more, because we need it. The good guy routine and talking about our feelings is just... It can't go the entire season. I'm okay with it sometimes.
Yeah, no. Like I said, even episode 2 I really enjoyed, and it wasn't evil Digimon there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Alright, so that wraps up episode 12. Thank you so much if you made it all the way through the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Comment down below, what other Digimon content you need us to talk about or anything. Let me know what you guys want to see.
Yeah, well, what are your thoughts on this episode? Please share.
Yep. And as always, everyone, and until the next one, keep staying awesome and take care. Bye-bye.